On or about May 20th of this year, heavy rains inundated the Midland, Michigan area and had two dams fail as a result of that. That failure caused approximately $200 million worth of damage to over 2,500 homes. Thankfully, residents were evacuated literally just ahead of the dam breaks, and there was no loss of life. Otherwise, it could have been even more tragic than it was. The water rose in some places 45 feet in about 45 minutes. Reach Global Crisis Response, which is an evangelical free church response organization formed after Katrina down in New Orleans, was quick to come to Midland Free Church right there in Midland and assist in recovery efforts to get things started. Even in the midst of COVID, they had over 400 volunteers for that church going out into the neighborhoods and demolishing, taking out the drywall, taking out insulation, carpeting, whatever needed to be taken out. And so when we first arrived there were still piles of garbage, head high, covering the front of the houses. The chapel, we have sent teams over there on at least 7 different occasions.
Well, I guess a lot of people might wonder why a woman my age would just decide to up and go over to Midland and help out. My whole life I've just, as a nurse, wanted to share the love of Jesus and his compassion.
Reach Global has this motto, it's called People Before Projects. Every one of these families has a story that they want to tell, and they'll tell it over and over again because it just impacts their lives so much. I mean, taking kids out of a second-story window into a boat that just happened to be coming by, somebody throwing a rope out to somebody who's getting washed downstream, just a whole number of things. But the Midland Free Church kind of took that to another level. They helped approximately 65 families, and very shortly after this all happened.
First of all, what I saw was people with possibly in other situations without us around, they would have had no hope. So I think that's what we brought was God is a God of hope. And with the physical things that were done and the interaction we had with the people, I pray that in some way that we gave them physical things they can hold and spiritual things of hope.
We were asked to help out a single woman, a single mom, her name's Maria, had 2 little kids. She had just moved into this house. At lunchtime, we went out and we sat in our front yard, able to buy lunch for her and her kids. And she asked the question, why would somebody travel 3 hours one way for one day to help me out? Of course, that opens up the opportunity to tell her about the love of Jesus, why we're doing that. We're here, serving Him by serving you and your kids, and that's what it's all about. Well, we had overall 30 volunteers from the chapel go over. We had one individual just donate money, was unable to go, but donated some money to help pay for lunches and things. So you see Christ at work even in the midst of these crazy COVID times and a disaster like that.